My name is Pascal Honora. I currently work as a data engineer with Starseed, a company based in the US. So a favorite quote of mine is Nemo that could not have it. You can't give what you don't have. So typically what that means to me is that if there's something I think I want to be able to give out to the world, I need to make basically to be able to create value. So today we're going to focus on quickly try to set up a modern data stack. We'll see how we'll connect how the different parts of the stack work. I've seen a couple of questions, and we'll be able to answer some of our questions by just exploring how we connect to our data source, connect to our destination, and how we transform the data in a way that becomes useful in the end. In the part of extracting the data, the part of data warehouse, and then transforming the data. So we can see here, the data is extracted from all the data sources that we have, databases and SaaS applications, different data sources that we may have, including CSV files. We could have data sitting in S3 buckets or, cloud storage. We can connect to that data wherever it is, like a lot of code to be able to move that data around. With the modern data stack, we basically connect our data wherever it is and extract it and then load it into the data warehouse, right? The common tools that you can use Airbyte, which is a tool for extracting and loading the data, and then we'll move it into BigQuery and then transform it with dbt within BigQuery. What could happen here is we could Airbyte, for example, we're using GCP as a cloud platform. We could deploy Airbyte on Compute Engine or deploy Airbyte on a Kubernetes cluster, transform the data and load that data into BigQuery and then transform it using dbt too. What that means is we control almost all the parts that are involved in that except the dbt part. Like we said, the data with EL2, meaning extraction and loading, we can connect to MySQL, CSV files, we can connect to Postgres database, we can connect to Salesforce, Stripe, even Facebook, connect to all our data sources, and then load that data into any data warehouse and even into our databases too. So we can load that data into Redshift, load it into Snowflake, load it into BigQuery, load it into MySQL database, and then transform it within the database. We've talked about EL tools, which is extracted, and there are a couple of tools that are in the market today for carrying out EL operations. So we have Fivetran, we have Meltano, Airbyte, Hevo, and Steam. Airbyte is open source, pretty easy to set up. This demo will basically be connecting to the MySQL database that I have on my system. We'll connect to the MySQL database, extract data from the MySQL database into BigQuery. So we'll connect to a local database and load that into BigQuery, which is on the cloud. And then we'll use dbt Cloud to do our transformation on our data warehouse, the cloud. Typically, after we've done those connections, then we would need to go into dbt Cloud and begin to create our model to be created as common table expressions and basically written as SQL. And those SQL models would map to the tables that we have from data warehouse. This is typically how our model would look like. So from what we can see here, right, we then use SQL to sort of transform it something what we call dbt models. This is still part of the transformation process. Instead of having all our SQL code inside one file, we can have our SQL code in multiple files. This is just showing what the reorganized file structure. If we don't start to write tests on time, we'll begin to have issues. We'll see how we just get an idea of how tests are written in dbt. So this is basically where we are trying to write tests to make sure that the data warehouse exactly what we are expecting. So for example, we are testing to be sure that the customer ID is unique and the values that we are expecting to see. That's the essence of test. We would see how that works. All right, thank you very much. So aside from now, you can always reach out to me on social media, sort of get any other information that you may have. Thank you.